Man Podcast. Let's talk sports. Let's go. Dub. The 12th Man Podcast.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. This Coach Dub coming to you live from beautiful College Station, Texas, with your 12th Man Podcast for Week 1, Year 6. We're going to start off in the ACC like we always do. Number 19, Arizona State, visiting number 5, USC. USC, 34. Sun Devils, 13. Let's take a look at the stats. Arizona State had 13 first downs, 209 yards of total offense. They ran 42 plays, 5 yards of play. They rushed the ball 13 times for 24 rushing yards and a dismal 1.8 yards of carry. They added 185 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns through the air while going 4 of 9 on third down conversions for 44%. The Trojans, 15 first downs, 329 yards, total offense. They ran 31 plays, 10.6 yards of play. They rushed the ball 19 times for 99 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns while averaging 5.2 yards of carry on the day. They added 230 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns as the Trojans cruised to an easy win. Next, we got number 7, Michigan at number 3, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, Yellow Jackets, 34. Wolverines, 23. Let's have a look at the stats. 17 first downs for Michigan, 384 yards of total offense. They ran 62 plays, 6.2 yards of play. Rushed the ball 30 times for 57 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown, while only averaging 1.9 yards of carry on the day. Tough sledding for both running games on the day. 22 of 32 passing for 2 touchdowns, 327 passing yards. But the Wolverines went 3 of 12 for 25% on third down conversions. Georgia Tech had 21 first downs, 413 yards total offense, ran 75 plays, 5.5 yards of play, 36 carries, 102 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. They added 311 passing yards to the air with 2 passing touchdowns. The Yellow Jackets also struggling on third down on the day, 2 of 13 for 15%. Now we look at number 21, Oregon at Miami. Miami 55, Oregon 41. 14-point victory for Miami, who was down by 1 at one point in the fourth quarter, but 27 straight points give them the 14-point lead. Here we go. 19 first downs for Oregon, 483 yards of total offense. They ran 82 plays. The Ducks averaged 5.9 yards of play. The Ducks rushed it 30 times for 79 rushing yards, but no touchdowns. 2.6 yards of carry. Tough sledding again on the ground. These running games for all these teams in the ACC are struggling early in the season. They added 404 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns, went 5 of 19 on third down conversions for 26%. That's the key factor right there, third down conversions. We'll start with that. Miami, the Hurricanes, 12 of 21 for 57% on third downs on the day. You see the difference? That was the difference in this game. Here we go. 19 first downs for the Hurricanes, 536 yards total offense, 88 plays, 6.1 yards of play. They rushed the ball 40 times for 169 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns while averaging 4.2 yards a rush on the day. The Hurricanes added 367 passing yards and 5 passing touchdowns en route to their victory over Oregon. Dropping down another game, TCU at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 49, TCU 31. Good game there as Pittsburgh routs the Horned Frogs. Florida State at Mississippi State. Mississippi State 35, Florida State 0. Taking a look at the stats, Florida State 11 first downs, 187 yards total offense. They ran 37 plays, 5.1 yards of play. Rushed the ball 12 times for 3 yards and a 0.3 yard rush. They went 16 of 25 passing for 184 passing yards and no passing touchdowns. The Seminoles 2 of 6 on third down conversions for 33%. The Bulldogs, 15 first downs, 377 yards total offense, ran 24 plays, 15.7 yards of play. Rushed the ball 12 times for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns, 8.3 yards of carry. 277 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns for Mississippi State on the day. Here we go. Tennessee facing their FCS opponent. Tennessee 21, FCS 3. Tennessee had 16 first downs, 317 yards total offense, ran 40 plays, 7.9 yards a play, rushed the ball 18 times for 81 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. They added 236 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown through the air on the day while going 4 of 8 for 50% on third downs. Jumping over now to the Big 12, Georgia at Auburn. Georgia pulls out the game, 20-19. LSU at Army. Army 10, LSU 7. Texas A&M at SMU. The Aggies 42. The Mustangs 27. In a game that was closer than the Aggies would have liked. It should have been a rout, but SMU got rowdy early and often, as it was only 28-14 at the half. And the Aggies come out, made it 35-14 in the third quarter. But the SMU Mustangs tried to come on in the fourth, but it just wasn't enough. They ran out of gas. Let's look at the stats. 24 first downs for the Aggies, 613 yards total offense, 52 plays, 11.8 yards a play. They rushed the ball 17 times for 209 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns while averaging 12.3 yards a carry on the day. They added 404 passing yards and 4 passing touchdowns, while the Aggies went 4 of 7 on third down conversions for 57%. Now we look over to the Big Ten. Number 10, UCLA at number 1, Oklahoma. Oklahoma 34, UCLA 6. That one's going to sting a little bit for the Bruins because they thought that this was their year. It was 24-zip at halftime before UCLA finally got on the board in the third quarter. Here we go. UCLA 14 first downs, 298 yards total offense, ran 54 plays, 5.5 yards a play. Rushed the ball 16 times for negative 1 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. They had negative 0.1 yards of rush on the day. They added 299 passing yards with no passing touchdowns. 5 of 11 for the Bruins for 45% on third down conversions. On the other side of the ball, the Sooners, 19 first downs, 304 yards of total offense. They ran 54 plays, 5.6 yards a play. 25 carries, 97 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns for the Sooners, who averaged 3.9 yards a carry on the day. They added 207 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and they went 5 of 8 on third down conversions for 62%. This one was hard to swallow for the Gators. Neutral site game here, number 8, Florida versus Notre Dame, who was unranked at the time. Florida was ranked number 2. Let's take a look at the stats. Florida, 14 first downs, 257 yards of total offense, 47 plays, 5.5 yards a play. They rushed the ball 25 times for 130 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown while averaging 5.2 yards a carry on the day. The Gators added just 127 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, and went 1 of 8 on third down conversions for 12%. And another stat will show you this game, they were 2 of 6 for 33% on fourth down conversions. Notre Dame had 17 first downs, 315 yards of total offense, ran 46 plays, 6.8 yards a play. Rushed the ball 15 times for 20 yards and 1 rushing touchdown, averaged 1.3 yards a carry on the day. They added 295 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns. And the Fighting Irish were 3 of 7 for 42% on third down conversions. Number 17, Alabama at Ohio State. Ohio State, 31. Alabama, 31. 34-31. The Buckeyes pull out a thriller. Here we go, 22 first downs. What the hell? Hold on, folks. We're going to get back into it. There we go. Ohio State, the Buckeyes, 22 first downs, 393 yards of total offense, 63 plays, 6.2 yards a play. They rushed the ball 38 times for 121 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns while averaging 3.2 yards a carry. They added 272 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown. The Buckeyes, 9 of 15 on third down conversions for 50%. Alabama, struggling in the shoe. 15 first downs, 367 yards total offense, ran 39 plays, 9.4 yards a play. Rushed the ball 12 times for 10 yards, 0.8 yards a carry. Added 357 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, but were 1 of 5 on third down conversions for 20%. Story of the game, third down conversions. Ohio State was able to convert them. Alabama was not. Into the SEC we go. Number 20, Texas at Missouri. Longhorns 38. Mizzou 14. Let's take a look at the stats. Texas 21 first downs, 326 yards of total offense, ran 57 plays, 5.7 yards a play. Rushed the ball 19 times for 52 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns, while averaging 2.7 yards a carry on the day. The Longhorns 274 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, but they were 3 of 10 on third down conversions for 30%. They allowed on defense 6 of 14 for the Tigers for 42%. Longhorns going to have to shore up that third down defense. Here we go. Penn State at Clemson. Clemson 52, Penn State 41. Good game there. Taking a look at the stats. Clemson 14-7 after one. It was 24-17 at the half. Penn State comes out. They tie it up 27. No, 27-31 going into the fourth quarter. Sorry about that. I tried to do the math quick in my head and I messed that up. Here we go. Nittany Lions, 23 first downs, 511 yards of total offense, 84 plays, 6.1 yards a play, 31 rushes, 88 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, average 2.8 yards a carry on the day. Added 423 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 6 of 17 for 35% on third down conversions. Here we go again. This is a barn burner, folks. Over 1,100 yards of total offense between both teams. The Clemson Tigers, 32 first downs, 641 yards of total offense, 86 plays, 7.5 yards a play, 27 rushes, 82 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, average 3 yards a carry on the day. But they added 559 yards passing and 5 passing touchdowns, while going 6 of 11 on third down conversions for 54%. There's that story again, folks. Third down conversions. Clemson wins third down conversions and they win the game. All right, that's it. Well, that's all we got for this. We'll be back with you next week for week 2 and a look at your Heisman race. That's all I got for you now. Until next time, this is Coach Dub signing off.